How ready are y'all for this?
Y'all ready for this? Bum bum bum.
Bum, 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 bum,
For
bum.
what? Riding in a boat
My
with
God.
Sequis? Let's go to Sequis's boat.
That's supposed to be three different notes. After he said, y'all ready for this? I think both of you just did the same one three times
Yeah, we
over.
It's
did.
true. Absolutely.
Which is fine. We all knew what was happening, but wow. That's great. Okay, well, it is episode number 88.
Oh my goodness. What are we gonna do for 100? Are we gonna get an award?
We're to
I don't know
cry.
what's going to happen on 100. So we'll have to see. Maybe you guys TPK before then, and then campaign's over. We never made it to 100.
I mean, that's entirely possible.
It's a possibility. We've been close to it.
This episode is called Warden the Hand. Last time, where did we pick up last time? You had just teleported back to the safe zone in Taufel. You had acquired this huge piece of magite about the size of Ravi. You had these plans for how to construct a psionic disrupting weapon, and you got a cursed quill called Sender that you could use to work the magite and transform it into any form that you want to create a weapon to defeat the judge, or at least to hinder it in some way. We took a little time trying to decide what weapon it should be, and landed on deciding who should wield it being the most important factor. Um, our chosen hero for this has been Ravi, as a result of which he has chosen the form of a spear for the weapon. A spear that has an atlatl, which is sort of spear launching mechanism, that goes back to prehistory. It's a pretty interesting thing, sort of like a precursor to the bow. Um, so you gave it to Smithy, all of these materials, to have him craft this spear for you. He obliged. It's his job to do so. You took some time to rest in the meantime. He was going to take a little while doing it. In the process of him working on this spear, his entire forge exploded, and he was blown out of it. The force of the blast disrupted the spell that was creating the safe zone in this warm area in the midst of this Arctic wasteland. So the snow started to come in, and the creatures that now inhabit Taufel also started to cross over to the south and kind of swarm over the area where they were staying. You grabbed the giant Yoimir, had him open the gate for you to head back through the caverns. Smithy did not want to go with you. His programming requires him to stay with the forge. And he did not want to alter that in any way. So he crawled his way back into his ruined building as it got overtaken by these twisted people. You made your way back through the caverns. You fought off a couple of other monsters that were following on behind you and lurking in the caverns in front of you. Sequis showed up to lend his aid, and eventually led you all back out to his ship, which he had moored just outside of the continent on the ocean. He does not have room for your giant friend Yoimir on the inside of the ship, but there is enough room on the deck for him to stay. It is exceptionally cold outside, so it would be pretty difficult for him to do very well out there. Um, in case you're thinking he might be like well suited to cold because he's a big guy, he's been living in a nice little warm dome for like 80 years, so it's not really the best situation. He's not accustomed to it at this moment. Yoimir is not a fighter. He is a lover, I guess.
He is a watcher.
He is a watcher, yes. He's been waiting for his parents. He's somewhat distraught at having to have left his post, but also slightly excited at the prospects of having another venue to find them, or more things to see, places to watch, or more advantageous position to watch from. On the ship, you guys rode back or walked back, depending on who you were. Once you get back up onto Sequis' ship, I think you're all kind of spent some spells and maybe took some damage in the last fight. Sequis' attendants will come to help you or lead you off to places where you can rest. Were a couple rooms. You've been on his ship before, where you were able to sleep and take stock of things. They have spots in a stable that's just off the main deck where they can keep your bird Shell and Luna the wolf. Unless, Arvstan, do you have some aversion to Luna staying in the stables?
No, I just go to sleep with her.
You sleep in the stable?
Yeah, like I did the last time.
Sequis is very urgent on getting you guys warm and rested. He says that he'll ask more about your adventures when you are recovered and ready to speak more on it. So what do you all want to do? That's what Sequis wants, but you can do whatever you prefer.
I mean, before we talked with Sequis, I'd probably just kind of with the group around be like, so how's everyone feeling?
No, so far so good.
I mean,
At
like,
least on my part.
physically or mentally?
Both. And I'll like twirl the spear part of the Atlatl just kind of like back and forth in my hand. Like, this is
That
it.
looks pretty cool.
It does look cool, but this is all that's left of Taufel. That whole goddamn civilization is this now.
How did all the monsters, did they follow us there? And how did the mad guy blew up? Like, I still don't understand what happened.
The only thing I can think of is that the explosion was caused just because there was so much magical energy from Scribe like forming this thing that it just combusted.
I guess it's a possibility.
So what you're saying is, it's all our fault, and we ruined everything.
Judging by the way that a lot of Taufel was before we got there, I can't say that we ruined everything, but we definitely kicked over the remaining, like, little bit of the civilization. But I mean, figure this was both Greeter and the Smithies, like, dying works.
I'm not sure that it's the same importance when they didn't have, like, a choice in it at all.
Also, Greeter wasn't there. He died immediately for no reason.
I mean, he showed us to the first teleport pad.
We learned a lot from him.
We did.
We
Such a shame.
Program them, which might be a fun bit of information at some point.
If we ever find any more?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's unlikely, but it's possible. Although, Kiara did mention that she had stumbled across some sort of weird technology, but was very nondescript in her stereotypical way. So I don't know if that means that they also have automatons that she's discovered, but it's, I suppose, possible.
And don't
It
one
is
of
a
you guys
possibility.
have the Magi eyes out of one of them? Didn't someone take those from someone?
I think
No.
I thought somebody grabbed him out of Greeter. Or no, wait, we didn't. We didn't have time because we had like
Yeah.
dash.
There was another automaton that you found that was already destroyed in the library.
Oh yeah, that
Mhm.
is true.
I think we did grab something from them, but I don't remember who grabbed the eyes from that one.
I thought it was Arviston. I could be nuts, but
No, not me, not me.
we just vaguely mentioned that we took it and no one claimed it.
Yeah, I think we were just like, we'll grab that, and didn't think to mention who grabbed it.
Yeah.
I know they were a weird green color.
Yeah, I was more worried for that slime to not come again.
If we want to be sure that we have it somewhere in the party, I would say based on it being picked up in the library that Kriv is going to have it.
Alrighty.
That checks out.
Good,
Cribs has it.
And you're
Everybody.
because I didn't write down like anything, like who took it. I will add that to my list of things I stole from this.
Yay!
A green, right?
Yeah,
A green.
that's what I wrote down. Green librarian eyes, which is very helpful information.
I mean,
So, what do you guys think we should name the spear?
Ooh. The Judge Killer?
My guess is it's going to do more than that. And while that's happening, I will take off my boots, put on my regular ass shoes, and then start to attune to the spear.
Okay.
Somebody else can have these if you don't already have enough magical items. Because I guess I gotta figure out what this thing does exactly.
ooh, I can take it.
I will toss them to Hazote.
New shoes.
This is like my 5th pair.
I'd let them air out a little bit.
Yeah.
Before you pop them on. Robbie's been in them. He's been in the ocean and stuff.
In the
We're trying to
ocean,
switch
in
shoes
an
right
air
now.
duct. I've had to be Spider-Man with them. Like,
Yeah, do we have any ideas for names? Right now, our baseline is the Judge Killer. So we can go up or down from there.
I was going to call it Talfal's Last Stand. But I'm open if somebody's got something they want.
I mean... Taufel Last Stand?
Talfal's Last Stand.
I like it.
Kriv, Hajite. There's some silence behind that.
Very poetic. I don't know what context we'll be referring to it in. It might be one of those things where we end up saying something shorter anyway. But
I mean,
very poetic.
that's under the assumption that Talfel would have wanted us to save a bunch of people with it. We don't know.
I mean, it's true. If you want, Kriv, I'm not opposed to naming it something after the Dragon Frost, as it's entirely possible that he's also given his life for this thing.
Well, I don't know.
We could name it Kriv.
That would get real confusing. Someone pass me Kriv! I was just like pick up Kriv and just slowly carry them over.
That's how I got to his boat.
Why have I decided to pick up Kriv? Oh,
well, which one? Like, I think you'd pick up one of them. I think technically you can wield one of them. I don't think,
I can wield one of them.
Yeah, the non-dragon kind one.
I can't wield the other one.
You can't wield simple weapons?
You're right, I can.
It's part of the reason why I wanted a spear, because I think everybody can technically wield it.
Well, hey now, who are you calling a simple one?
You're clearly not simple. Not everyone can wield you.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like you gotta have at least like be a real strong boy or girl to wield Kriv.
I'm by far the tallest of you guys.
You are. Like, I think I could pick you up. I don't think I could like hit something with you. Yeah, that checks out.
Alfel's last stand is really dramatic, though. And I like drama.
I mean, we could call it TLS for short.
We're gonna call it Toss?
What?
Tills?
It'd be funnier if we found a way to name it TOS. Because it could be named Toss.
It's fair. That's actually not a terrible idea.
Talfel's only stand. Got nothing better to do right now.
I guess nobody...
How about Talfel's ornate spear? Toss for short.
Ornate. I don't know if I would call it ornate.
Yeah.
No, it is very pretty, though. Smithy does good work.
Talfel's organic sphere. Spear.
Is it organic? I mean, I guess so.
It's made out of a rock.
Well, the rock was cried, and the rock was cried from a living being?
If you can call milk organic, you can call that organic.
Fair enough. I'll accept that.
But does it have to be specifically Talfel?
I mean, that's where we got it, but it does not have to be. It can be anything. We could name it Bob for all the world cares.
Oh my god, yes, Bob.
We're not calling the spear Bob, Arvistan. That was just a point. That's why we can call it something.
What if we name it something terrible like lose?
I don't mind that. That feels like bad juju, and we've got enough of that on this damn journey.
Well, let's name it win. Oh, I've got it.
All right.
Ghost's Revenge.
I'm actually okay with that.
Live for that spear.
Well, and that can have so many meanings. Like, it can be Ghost of Smoothie, the Ghost of Greeter, the Ghost of the Dragon Frost, the Ghost of Taufel's memory. I'm fine with that.
Yes.
Is that what we're going with? I will write it down. And if I write with my pencil on a piece of paper, that's basically law.
Can't come off after that.
It's a good thing there's not devices made to specifically get rid of pencil.
There's no way around.
So is it going to be that? Ghost Revenge?
That's what I want it to be really badly.
I'm fine with that. Kriv, do you have any objections?
No.
All right, that's it.
Yes.
Ghost's Revenge. Ravi, once you are attuned to this spear, you will discover it has the following properties. There's a few.
In that case, let me get some typing utensil out.
All right, well, to start, the damage it does, the base damage is piercing damage, what a basic spear would do. 1d6, or if wielded with two hands, does 1d8 on a damage die. It also does an additional 3d6 psychic damage.
Excellent.
This spear has +3 to attack rolls and damage rolls. While you are attuned to Ghost's Revenge, You are immune to the charmed and the frightened conditions. You have the effects of a paladin's aura of protection. You are able to grant a +2 within a 10-foot radius of yourself to saving throws that are meant to affect a person's mind. It won't help against bubble attack, unfortunately.
Bubble!
That's something you're really at risk for these days.
Oh boy, I got a couple other things here.
Yep, I'm ready.
You could use an action with the spear to target a creature, and you will be able to determine a source of that creature's psionic link or enchantment. So any creature that is linked to another one or is enchanted by a spellcaster, you can use an action to determine what creature is linked to that or has cast that enchantment on it.
What's the range?
That would be 60 feet.
Alrighty.
You also will be able to, when you make an attack that hits with this spear, you can disable a psionic link for 1 round of combat.
That's just interesting. That's a
Right
lot
down.
of stuff for that weapon. Holy shit.
It's a lot of things. But this is the biggest deal magic item we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just sell that stuff. It's got a bunch of stuff on it. It's not like the boots that make you jump a little higher.
How does it feel, Robbie?
Awesome. Frankly, it's
Is it heavy? Is it light?
pretty light for a spear that's made out of pure rock. Like, you'd think that a spear made out of, like, pure granite would be real heavy. This is not nearly that heavy.
Hell yeah. What color? Did we?
It's green. There's
It's all
there's a
green?
picture of it in our chat a little bit way
Oh
back.
yeah, that's right. Okay. That's right. I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, it's the same color as the magite that you were lugging around, which is this sort of like slightly bluish green, almost like an emerald. Yeah, Sequis does not want to interrupt. He feels like you guys need some time to kind of process what you've just been through. So he's just going to let you head back. He has a couple of his attendants will be able to guide you back to the rooms to rest, and he tells you that they'll send meals to the rooms. So rather than having you like meet up and have this big meal in his dining room the way he prefers, he just will send it to you so you can get to relaxing as soon as he possibly can. He also says that he has some work to take care of before we can set sail, and he sort of disappears into his own chambers.
Have we told him where we're going?
I don't think we have.
Where are we going?
We were just on our way somewhere.
Yeah, I
We're
thought
on the
plan-
assumption that we were going to go back to Karenia, right?
Correct. We're going to stop by
We should,
Karenia
yeah.
and then see how that's going, because at this point we've been gone for...
Right now, it's got to have been at least a couple of months, probably closer to 3 or 4.
Okay, so if what the people of Mochipa said was true, they should be heading for Karenia now themselves with an army. If not already left.
We should probably check in with some folks before we get too close, though. Who knows how quick something could have changed.
That's a solid point. We got like a whole other month journey, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, it'll be 3 to 4 weeks if we set sail like tomorrow and move at
Okay.
full speed to get there.
Well, do you want to start reaching out, Haas?
We can. That's fine. Not sure how they'll be in a month, but hey.
Well, I mean, if they're like, hey, we're not going to last a month, then we might look to doing something different. But I don't know if us sailing around the entire world to get to Tarsaria is efficient either.
I think we need a plan. Even if we show up and say under the miracle that it would be that everything's going all right in Karenia, what is the plan? What do we want to deal with? What can we deal with? Do we think that the internum and the judge are in league?
That is a good question.
I admit I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, there's so many questions, so little time.
I mean, that's another reason why I kind of wanted to head back to Karenia, because that's the only like hub of knowledge we have to the rest of the outside world. I know they hadn't heard of the judge yet, but if somebody's seen something, for example, if it's moved from Tarsaria, and since they're still hanging out in the desert over there, they might have gotten words of a giant creature moving. Like it feels like a gamble for us to go to a place without any information, hoping that the judge hasn't moved.
That's true. My only concern is that, say, the judge is kind of like a head honcho situation. With the internum, it'd be solving one problem to find another. But if they're completely unaffiliated, I don't know. And not to mention the fact that we have an angry storm flying around.
Yeah, that's the other scary thing. And I mean, as well, we need to figure out where the judge came from. If it's from any of these weird planets that we found out that existed that we never knew, or if it was somebody here that just started creating an experiment and got out of hand and it became the judge. Like it's, or if it's like we were talking before, if it's an actual vessel and somebody is in it or something. Like it's a lot of question marks about the judge now that we figure out that this is not the only world or planet or whatever we are alive and existent.
With that information, I think it might be of best interest for us to perhaps reach out to Roper Goad's family and see if they've seen anything from the desert, and or if they've been murdered.
Yeah,
Karenia's having a lot harder of a time right now.
That's fair.
and as
That
much
is
as I very much want to know the origins of this judge or anything about these other planets, if we're lucky, we don't need to understand that to stop this. I very much understand the hey, this might not be the problem, like you're saying, it could just be part of something even more. But if we're lucky, we don't need to find those answers beforehand.
No, my only concern concern is should the judge be controlling the internum? In theory, that would create two armies on opposite sides of a large nation that are in like cahoots. And that may cause a problem, especially if the judge immediately knows that we are trying to take down the internum, for example.
Well, that's one nice thing about the spear. I can now, like, I feel as if something's being mind controlled that I'll know if I'm within range of it. So, if we get close to some of the internum, I might be able to be like, hey, these folk are being controlled by whatever, or whatever they look like. I don't know. We don't know anything about them, but that might give us a clue. Like, if they're being mind controlled, then it's similar that they could be in cahoots with whatever's controlling the judge. If they're just individuals, then I would say it's probably less likely.
We should see if anyone in Karenia, if they've actually got any, like, prisoners or anything. It didn't sound like that was maybe too possible last time we talked to them, but that's a really good idea.
So maybe we should reach out to Father Gregor and
Ziella. Like, she's the only one of the council I trust. I mean, you could reach out to Alira, but my guess is the prisons are not held in the Temple District, as far as I know.
She seemed awfully busy. Makes you wonder what the leader of the Temple District is so busy with at the moment.
Maybe she's got her own prisoners.
She's gone rogue.
I mean, it's possible, but my guess is, judging by the situation we saw, is the refugee crisis.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd never seen the Temple of Freyr so packed in my life last time we were there, and I only imagine that's gotten worse.
Right. Well, why don't you start with reaching out to Father Gregor? Maybe.
Yeah. I will cast Sending to Father Gregor.
Okay.
Father, good news. Found something to stop the judge. On our way home. Is it safe to dock? Anything else we should know?
Father Gregor will respond. You may not want to return. The city is occupied. They are watching us. It has become difficult here. I would rather you stay safe.
Well, team, apparently the capital has fallen and is currently being occupied. Father says that he recommends that we don't go there because he doesn't feel that it's safe and they are being watched fairly constantly. So with that information, do you want to reach out to Alira, see if she's all right, or Roper Goad, see if he's seen the judge?
Yeah. How many spell slots do you have?
I can send, I think, 4 more sendings today if I use higher level spells.
Okay. I have 3. All right. I guess we'll start with Illyra then. If we know that there's terrible chaos going on there. Let's say... we'll say, dearest Illyra, I hope you are all right. We've found what we were looking for and are coming back. What is happening around you?
She'll respond, I'm glad to hear of it. Pigrid is officially dead, executed. The rest of the council is held prisoner. There are examples made of other Kyrenians. But there is order in a certain sense.
Well, Pigrid's dead.
We knew that.
Yeah, but stand-in Pigrid is also dead. Apparently, she was executed.
Oh.
What about the rest of the council?
Hostages. And I guess we're making a show of making examples of Kyrenians. And there was no real descriptors on that, so I'm assuming the worst.
Yikes.
I see.
I don't know what this means, but I was told in a certain sense there is order now. And that's it. So.
I assume that means authoritarian rule?
Okay. I don't know what that means, but that means either Illyra is hiding as someone else within the new government, or she's representing some of the Kyrenians there. She didn't really say what she was doing.
That's scary. As
Well,
usual.
I mean, there's a couple other people I can reach out to. I will start out with Kiara, see what she's up to. If anyone knows I don't know, a way to get people out, it'd be her.
We should, if we can, get a clearer idea of, like, if we assume the occupiers are, like, Internum, are they the only threat? Is the storm over there? Like, is it? I don't know. If they just have the one big threat right now. Or not. If that makes sense. Like, immediately in the city.
No, you're right. I might have spells and stuff for that, but not at the moment. We'll have time during our trip. That I got a couple ideas, but first I will message Kiara.
Make sure you're affectionate with her. That is your girlfriend, after all.
I'll try. You okay? We're heading back to the city. Found a weapon to stop the judge. Let me think. Is there a secret way in to Kyrenia?
She'll say, everything's fine here.
Oh boy.
If you want to enter Kyrenia safely, simply declare yourself, and you will gain entry. Secretly, you'd want to use another name.
I'm gonna burn another spell and send her another sending. Did you betray Kyrenia to the Internum? That's it.
We're gonna have to break up if so.
This nation will emerge from this crisis stronger and better prepared to face the world. I have only done as my goddess asks.
Well, guys, Kiara has betrayed the city, I think.
Oh.
Either she has betrayed the city, or she has gone deep underground into hiding, and I don't know, and is just hiding. Because she said everything is fine, and that Kyrenia will become better. But judging off of what you said, and judging off what Father Gregor said, I don't think that's the truth. I think she's telling me a lot of lies, which is not surprising, being her. So I'm gonna have to destroy her if it turns out she betrayed the city.
Oh.
Oh.
Dropped it right there.
Wow. You know, that's a little
Drop
bit more
the mic.
breaking up.
I mean, if it turns out she's just hiding, that's fine. Like, people will do whatever they need to in crisis. If it turns out that she led Internum forces, like, through dark alleyways to pop out inside the city, then she's betrayed every other person I care about, and she has to die.
Yeah, see, Hajite, sometimes when people find out that their girlfriends killed a bunch of other people, it's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my girlfriend hasn't betrayed the city yet.
She killed one of the council members before there was even a problem.
You say that like Peakrid was helpful in any way.
That doesn't mean you get killed for funsies. Just saying.
No.
We should think if there's someone in Kyrenia that we can, like, super duper trust to not lie in any way. Because Alira is always sus. Kiara sounds kind of sus right now, too. And love Father Gregor, but he feels like the kind of person who may lie out of compassion to soften things or to protect someone else, like Robbie.
There is Ziel would probably tell us the truth. And I think Contessa would tell us the truth, as that's kind
Ziella is a hostage.
That won't stop.
That's true.
Being watched.
Yeah.
How does this spell work? Would you see her talking? I don't know how message works.
You do have to speak, right?
Yeah, if she was in, say, like an anti-magic field, the spell would fail. Outside of that, I think it would just kind of read into her mind. But if she's being watched via like psychics or something, they might be able to tell. I admit, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, just curious.
I have a theory.
Yeah?
What if... okay, I don't know how deep this mind control shit goes. But what if something else is posing as Hungriel? What if Kiara is possessed by something? Not to say she wouldn't do those things. She totally would.
Yeah, like, I don't get the feeling she's possessed. I think her god was like, hey, make sure the church survives. Or her interpretation was, make sure the church survives. And to her, that was, okay, if I have to side with the Internum to make sure that the church survives, that's what she was going to do.
Well, if we don't change our plan and we end up in Karenia, we could find out. Now that you have your cool stick.
Yeah, that's also true. That does raise the question of, do we still want to go to Karenia?
I mean, what other place can we go at this point?
Well, if Roper Goads has seen or knows a general idea where the judge is, we could sail somewhere around there and try it that way. Alternatively, we could try to send a message to Ziala, see if they have had any information, and be like, hey, if we can get in and break you out of jail, can you help us locate the judge? Like, we don't have the forces to stop the occupation of Karenia. Now, if we manage to meet up with... Actually, hang on a second. Somebody needs to get in touch with Gideon.
Yeah.
You said you had 4.
Yeah. I'll
You have
send
2
it.
left? I could
1.
take Roper. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
that's fine.
saying.
You take Roper, I'll take Gideon.
You know how well it goes with Roper.
Who knows? That's always the weird part.
You
He's
gotta
not good at
roll.
25 words, yeah.
No.
He needs more.
Yeah.
I will send a message to Gideon.
All right.
Gideon, Karenia Fell is under occupation. Don't have much more info at this time. We might go fight the judge. Not sure yet. Good luck.
Wow.
I can send it another.
Queen Amidala of you.
It's pretty concise.
Robbie, what'd you ask him?
I didn't ask him anything. I told him what was going on, and I figure he'll have to talk to the queen. See what he comes back with.
Yeah, I believe he has to respond immediately,
Yes.
He just says okay.
if I'm not mistaken. He'll say, "The fleet has launched. We will be there with all haste." I don't know what risk the judge poses. But this army is mighty.
So they've launched. They will be there either right around when we get there or just before, I would think. He says that the army's mighty, which I think is a subtle way of trying to suggest that we go to Karenia and help them first, and that way all of us, if we can push back the Internum, then we all can maybe fight the judge, as opposed to us four, a stick and a prayer, trying to fight it.
Thinking of prayer.
How very Tony the Tiger of him. We're great.
There is a reason why I like him.
All right. All right, we're gonna do Roper Goads again.
Okay.
Greetings. We
Salutations.
are traveling to Perenia. Has anything abnormal come from the north? Or has there been anything abnormal in nature? Are you okay?
He'll come back. He'll say, well, I tell you what, I'm doing pretty fine. Sure has been a lot of mountain folk in and around lately. I suppose some of them, and then I think he's out.
Let's use another spell. I suppose some of them what, Roper? Make sure you only use 25 words. Please be specific.
Okay. Oh, well then. Like I was saying, I suppose some of them come from up north. But some come from the east. Seems like they's... He ran out again.
Robbie doesn't have any more. That's it, I'm out. You butthead. Well,
I mean, there's always tomorrow.
we safely got lots of mountain folk around here was pretty much everything he said. I'm doing okay. Lots of mountain folk. And then rambling on about some being from the north maybe and some maybe from the east, I don't know. And then yeah, I'm sure you all get it.
That is where the mountains are.
We always get a lot of information out of that one.
That is a lot of information.
It is.
From him? Yeah.
He didn't go into a story about something else, so that's positive.
He was close to it, though.
All right, so I suppose there are no more text messages going out?
We're out for the day. But don't worry, we have months. Well, 1 month.
Hopefully not much.
We have a lot of days. We should probably get to Karenia faster. We can.
Now, we need to make sure if we're gonna go to Karania, where the hell we're gonna disembark and where we're gonna stop and how the hell we're gonna get in without getting caught. So that's gonna be interesting.
Well, no, this may be a too little too late stance. But, I don't know. If we were still in the center of town, how far could I teleport us? But I guess that doesn't matter, yeah?
It all depends.
Might be something you want to talk to Sequis about.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Do you really want to talk with Sequis, though?
We're on his boat for like a month. I don't think we have a choice.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Arvistan. He loves Sequis.
I mean, I like him, but then he's been doing like pretty sketchy things. But I can't like deny the fact that he revived me. So
I was gonna say, what happened to Team Sequis over there? What's going on?
no. Like I can't say no. Like I still
You
like him a
jumping
lot.
ship?
At this point, it's kind of like a 50-50. After he teleported and left us there with the freaking weird death god, and he just said like peace bitches. Yeah, it kind of like dropped down a little bit for me.
You know, I wasn't there, but I get the vibe he didn't say that.
Oh, he totally said it.
Well,
Is there anything else you guys would like to do before retiring for the evening?
Nope.
Not me. I'm
yeah,
just gonna lay down and fall asleep cozy with Luna.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I'm probably going to sleep poorly as I'm mad at everything. But I will rest.
You get a very simple meal: bread, butter, and salted ham. It's not much. There's fresh water too, but it is enough to fill your belly. Tide you over until tomorrow. You guys get full rest, get all those spell slots you just burned back, all those hit points. In the morning, Ravi Sequis is going to wake you up.
Uh-oh.
I would probably jolt awake as if I'm ready to fight something.
No, it's all right, Ravi. Your friend seems to have left in the night.
Which one?
The large fellow. I'm not sure I caught his name.
Do you know where he went?
I assume he must have gone back into the continent somewhere. It's open ocean in every other direction.
That's unfortunate, but I can't say I'm surprised. I will reach out to him here in a little bit, but...
Before doing that, I'm wondering if you might help me with something.
Yeah, of course.
I noticed you've brought back a new life with you. I was hoping to conduct a blessing.
Insight check.
Yeah.
$26.
Okay.
Let's go.
He seems sincere. He is talking about Husk, from what you
Yeah, I figured.
Right, yeah.
A blessing like this is kind of like a simplified sort of baptism type thing. That people in the Church of Prayer would do for newborns, just to kind of like welcome them to the world and celebrate a new life having entered it.
Yeah, I'll help.
I don't know. Shell will like that.
I will prepare things on the deck. If you could rouse your friends and join me there.
Of course. I will wake everyone up. So we're going to perform a blessing for Husk. That's the good news. The bad news is that our giant friend has apparently disappeared.
What? How?
No idea. He left sometime during the night. We think he went back to the continent.
How certain are we of this?
I mean, there is only the continent and ocean, and I don't get the sense that he was trying to harm himself. So that's the only logical solution.
I mean, I'm gonna be straight up honest with this. Would you go back to a place full of monsters
I'm
that
literally
you
looking
were
to
running
charge
away from
headlong
it?
into battle against an army with 3 people, a stick, and a prayer. So I kind of get it.
Hmm. Okay.
I mean, and Hazote's willing to do the same against a giant demigod creature. So I think rushing back into improbable odds to save the things and people you care about is kind of our forte at this point.
Yeah. I don't know if I want this guy near Husk.
I didn't sense any ill intent from him, and I'm usually pretty good at that kind of thing.
Okay. What's the point? The bird isn't part of your religion.
It's just a simple ritual, kind of well wishings of health and longevity, that those kind of things. If it's the same one I'm thinking of, I've only performed the rite like a couple of times before all this happened, but I've seen Father Gregor do it probably, I don't know, 1,000.
Okay. But if Shell doesn't like it, I'm not gonna stop her.
Understandable.
I guess we just. Are we gonna call him?
We're gonna go meet him up on deck.
Okay. Well, let's go do that. Giddy up.
All right. You guys can head up to the deck of the ship. When you get up there, it's obvious that the ship has been moving while you were sleeping. It had already started set sail, so you cannot see Taufel anymore. Let's get back into the ocean. um, Two of Sequis's aides, like his crewmen, have opened the doors to the stables. They are not leading Shell out. They're just sort of like creating a path for her and her child to exit. Sequis is standing on the middle of the deck, and he's just like cautiously beckoning for them to come over. Shell seems very hesitant to do so. Husk is hiding behind her leg. They don't bolt and run and hide or anything. They just don't. They're not eager to run out to Sequis.
Would I know if something like creating food would off-put the ceremony, or would that just kind of just be a thing that's...
Mostly it's done for sentient beings like folk and
Yeah.
Omni, and not like animals like this. This is kind of like if people like baptize their pets in real life. It's just kind of like people will do it sometimes. It's not like there's nothing like super official or like really sacrilege about how it gets done.
Yeah, I will summon some food for them to come nibble at, kind of like 30 feet away from where I'm at, closer to Sequis.
Husk will perk up. Shell cautiously takes a couple steps forward. But Husk has seen the spell a few times now. This is how Husk feeds. I think the only way so far is that Robin summons food. And then he gets to eat it. So he waddles over. He's got like tiny little wings. Like spreads them out as far as he can. They come out a couple inches on either side. And he like bobbles back and forth and runs over to the little pile of food and starts eating it. Shell just kind of walks over. She eats it without lowering her eyes.
She's a very protective mother, I will say to Sequis as I kind of start to walk over.
A cat.
That is good. He's very lucky. Ravi, hold my staff for me, would you?
Okay.
He hands it over to you, and he kneels down. He goes down on both knees, and then he sits down on his ankles. He reaches out to Husk without any trepidation. He just sort of goes right for it. He reaches under Husk's little wings and sort of like, without picking him up off of the deck, sort of like shimmies him back and forth like that a little bit. Shell stops eating and watches him. Husk does not stop eating. He just keeps munching in front of him while there's like wings going up on either side next to him. And Sequis says, "May the world, teeming with life, bless you, as you have blessed us with yours. Thus we achieve balance." And then he stops. He holds both wings parallel to each other. And then he lets him go.
I assume that's not quite the regular words I'm accustomed to.
No. Yours are a lot simpler, a lot shorter. And there's not this like touchy element. Father Gregor usually does it without actually physically touching somebody.
Can I make an insight check and see if, like, while he was doing all that stuff, he wasn't like muttering something under his breath,
Sure.
like sneaky?
Yeah.
What is my insight?
Sequis stands up
Okay.
again and he walks over to Ravi to retrieve his staff.
Yeah, once he was done, I would have walked over and given him a hand if he needed it and given him his staff and stuff.
16.
You didn't hear him speaking underneath his speaking. So you don't think there was anything else going on.
Okay.
He says, "I hope you don't mind. I've taken the liberty of setting our course. I can correct it if you prefer."
Where are you planning to take us?
I had assumed that we would make the trip back to Corellia.
That is largely what we were thinking. While we were about last night, we reached out. The city is under occupation currently. The Mochipan army, though, is also en route to the city.
We should make way with all haste, then. It's possible we might arrive before them, depending on how favorable the weather is.
Do you know any spells by any chance that can, like, make the wind blow in our favor and just make the boat go faster, the ship go faster?
That is not my area of expertise. But
No.
rest assured, we will reach our destination in due time.
Alrighty.
Until then, I suppose there's not much else to do. The crew can man the ship without difficulty. Is there anything else you need to prepare?
Well, I do have a question. Would you happen to have a silver mirror?
Might have to check the stores. It's not something I'd use regularly. Can I ask why you seek this?
I know the scrying spell, and I was hoping to try to take a look at some people inside of Karenia to get an idea of what it is that we're going to be probably fighting.
Yes, I think this is a good use of your time. I will see one found. If it exists on this ship, I will have it brought to you.
Excellent. I might be able to use my cipher, but I don't think it would work as well if it does at all.
I'd rather that not occur. It seems to have malfunctioned the last time it was produced.
It did not go as well as I would have liked, no.
I think it was doing exactly what it needed to be doing.
All the same, best to keep it tucked away. But I would like to hear of your travels in the Forbidden Continent. There are great mysteries there, questions that I've never been able to answer.
I would say we end up with a lot of questions ourselves, but yeah, well, or at least I will. I will like start to kind of recount what happened and what we saw.
How much detail do you want to give him?
I mean, I'd probably give him
2
brief descriptions of things and people. So, like, we met these automatons, which are like magic robots, which are like golems of metal. And say that we found a library, but pretty much everything was ruined, so we couldn't read anything, unfortunately. I'd say that we got to these teleportation pads, and I don't really know how they work, but via our magics and stuff, we were able to make those work. Kind of explained that they had enough magic there to create a livable bubble of perfectly temperate climate. So stuff like that. So I'd go into a little bit of detail, but I wouldn't like give every bit.
I guess the big questions would be, Hajite has a map of Taufel. Do you tell Sequis that Hajite has a map?
No, I wouldn't. That wouldn't feel important enough to me, I don't think.
Okay. Kriv has some pieces of books that were able to survive the decay. Do you tell Sequis about those? Or about the eyes that they have from the automaton that you found?
No, again, neither one of those things seem relevant to our current course of action.
All right. Well, then the big one, which probably would be relevant, you would have to purposefully withhold from him. Do you tell him about the glacier?
I will tell him that there was another dragon spirit there, but I didn't meet the glacier that much.
Okay.
Like, I talked to him briefly, but obviously Kriv was one who did most of the talking to them, and I was recovering from severely broken legs at the time. So I probably spent more time on my broken legs than I would on Kriv talking to the Dragon Frost.
Okay. Well, it is a big deal that there's a dragon there.
Yes.
So
Or was.
pushing that over as an impact. I'll say, what of the Death God? The Guardian?
Njord chased us for a good amount of time. He almost killed us a couple of times, but as soon as we made it to the gate, he stopped and left.
Did he return from whence he came, or is he still guarding the passage?
He's not there. No. On our way back, Freyr was gone, and Njord with him.
So, Taufel is open.
No, there's the creatures, which I assume I would have mentioned at some point during the talk. There's the monsters and stuff that are certainly there still.
Those things do not concern me. Without the Death God there will be adventurers strong enough and bold enough to make their way through those hordes.
I don't like their chances. Like, I feel stronger than when we stepped on first on the continent, but the 5 of us had a hard time taking just a few of them down. You'd need a Mochipin-sized army to have any real chance, I think, of taking Taofal back.
If that is true, we should not allow them to take control of such a powerful place. Should Mochipa lay claim over that land, it would tip the balance of the world's nations greatly in their favor.
that's a bit down on the priority list at this time. They don't know. They don't know it's there. As far as we all know, us 5 are the only people who know the Taufel is open.
And at the earliest chance, Ravi, we should secure it.
If we can beat the judge, beat back the internum, all that, I will look into it. But again, I don't plan on telling anybody, and I don't think you plan on telling anybody, and no one else is going to go there. So I think it's safe so long as the populace remains ignorant, and between the traveling dragons, the unleashed gods, the bug monster hordes, and the invading army taking over the continents, I think most people will be preoccupied for a considerable amount of time.
Yes, but a considerable amount of time can still be short for someone who has seen long enough. You and I may be able to take this secret with us, but some of your companions may have looser lips. Others that they trust and are willing to speak these things to. Not that they shouldn't, or that they would be wrong to do so, but as information spreads, it spreads faster.
I mean, you're right. And I'm not opposed to going to take a look at it if we get everything else taken care of, but the task in front of us feels near insurmountable at this time. So, the information of a continent that's overrun by monsters and is otherwise completely barren still, I don't know, it doesn't feel as important at this moment.
I see. We'll take things one step at a time. You focus on the next one, and I'll keep an eye out for the ones in future.
That's acceptable.
I have been waiting for this success. He turns his eyes to look at the spear that you're holding. I've put together something of a celebration should you have returned successfully. And I should deem that you have. We've only had one casualty, a bit of livestock.
Ghost was a good companion, although we didn't get to use him as much as we would have liked.
Still, almost a perfect return.
I would agree. The fact that me, Haz, Kriv, and Arvistan all made it through are the most important.
I shall have a feast then. Try to prepare it. Should take 3 to 4 hours. If you would be willing to join me. All of you.
I will look at the rest of the group.
I don't think we have any other options.
I mean, you could go sit in the stables again if you wanted.
As long as I can grab some food from the feast and take it to Luna, I'm fine with that.
We could have some prepared for her, especially.
Okay.
Splendid. I look forward to seeing you there. I shall head below decks and aid in the preparations.
Once he heads down, I'll turn back to the rest of the group. I forgot to mention last night, Kiara said that if we announced ourselves, we would be welcome. I get the sense she means if we announce ourselves as allies of the internum, we would be welcome.
But what would we announce ourselves as? Our own selves? From another country or what?
We could announce ourselves as a caravan coming from Taufel.
Do you think they would know where Taufel is?
Almost certainly. They are almost certainly smarter than we are. I think. I don't know for certain.
Which
Well,
could mean that they would know we aren't from Taufel.
I was gonna say, if they're smart enough, they know Taufel is quite abandoned and
Yeah.
difficult to get to.
But
They'd know we're lying.
I would take up the spear. I think we could go and say that we discovered how to get past the defenses, which is true.
Yeah.
That all those puzzles, that felt like the whole thing we learned from Greeter about, whoever was strongest at the time was the leader, sat there where we went and got Pen. We could, if we wanted to, probably argue that we were the last ones in the seat of power there.
True.
Not
We
that
were.
means too much, but it's technically true, I think.
I mean, we can't exactly walk in and say that we're BFFs.
They were what?
That we know them particularly well. How do you just walk in and be like, but I hate Karenia too. How dare they? I'm glad you took that nation down. Like, I'm not sure.
I mean, there should
They
be
would
a
know
way.
if we wanted to be friends.
I think if we go the route of lying, we need to minimize the lying.
Alternatively, do you remember the very first thing we did together?
Sewers.
I think I can get us back to the Noble District at least.
That's true. The entrance we used was on the
docks.
Yeah.
But
I say both options sound appealing, and we should split up, gang.
I don't recommend that.
I don't recommend that either. And as well, wouldn't the noble sector be the most guarded than any other sector?
That's why we go through the sewers.
Yeah, but Riley's saying they to go over there to get there.
Well, the thought process might be, right? If we can get in contact with Ziella,
cut out.
We lost him. If we can get in contact with Ciela, what happens?
If we can get in contact with Ziella, we might be able to then use the sewers to get to the prison system, potentially break out the council members, and try to break out other people who are in that thing that are probably sympathetic to the Karenian cause, start causing chaos inside the city. And while that's happening, the Mochipan army comes from the ocean, and see if we can't create enough disruption to give us a chance.
I think the disruption would only be amplified if they thought some of us were friends.
Well, that's where I was going. Like, if they thought we were friendly and we could walk about the city freely, we could then cause some sort of havoc. But the problem is...
Well, if they're quite surveillanced, it might be beneficial to have some of us be allies and some of us be hidden. I know it sounds silly and dangerous, but A, we've done stupider things. But B, then some of us could be in more beneficial areas without needing to worry about being surveilled.
Well, I would probably have to be in the sneaking group. I think I would be the least likely they'd be like, hey, that guy, the Karenian native, is on our side. Alternatively, I could try to play it as like, hey, I hate the council. They stole my land and title. I'm a powerful cleric. If you guys give me back my family title and land, I will be the most powerful cleric in your army.
So says you.
Well, that would be the proposition.
Maybe you're not.
It's entirely probable that I'm not, but that's not how I would play it. Like, alternatively, I think the person who'd have to go would be you. You'd have to be the diplomat, as you are the best speaker of the lot of us.
Okay. I don't know. I guess I don't look very Karenian.
You don't look very Karenian.
Who wants to come with? Arviston.
Arviston actually makes the second most amount of sense, because Kriv's mountain folk, who the Internum are also occupying, so it'd be also unlikely that they would be favorable to the cause.
All right, but hear me out. Say that the Internum are working with and or know about the Avarax clan. Riv would have ditched the mountain people.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want me?
Arviston, in his words, not mine, is a sneaky little bitch. And Kriv is less of a sneaky bitch.
I did not say that second part. Just to make it clear.
See, he just admitted.
I don't know that was an insult, so I'm not offended either way.
Oh, good.
We should. What do you guys? Do you think we should try to reach out to like Jade at some point? Maybe she wouldn't be prisoner.
Oh, please don't bring that name up to me,
dude.
Not Jade. Anything but Jade.
My dude, you're getting married to 2 other women. You don't need Jade's help. Like, it's all good.
You don't even have to talk to her.
I don't want to see or be near Jade, and I am not gonna marry him.
This is the line. You're gonna come back from Taufel, but if you have to talk to someone who cut your hair that one time, you're outie.
Yes.
You've died 3 times.
2. Get that right?
It's true. Only 2.
2 times.
Yep, he's right. He's right.
I thought it was 3.
If it would have been the third one, like God told us, that would have been it. No more Arvidsson.
Oh,
so many times
and
that
then
you
the
can.
melty diamonds. Anywho,
so many times
I
that
have
you
another
can bring
plan.
up somebody.
My point was just that Jade was in the docks last time we saw her, if I'm remembering correctly, which could be wrong. But she wouldn't be probably like Ziella. She probably wouldn't be, in prison right now. She might know stuff. I don't know.
No, actually, that's a good call.
You want to send a message to Jade and see what she's up to before we actually depend on her.
That's exactly what I'm pitching, dude, is talking to her to see if she knows information for us.
We could also reach out to the pervert mountain wizard.
Don't like that guy.
We should.
I don't like that guy either, but if he's running this shit now.
We should reach out to Bumper, because he's fun.
Well, let's start out with... I think we start out by sending a message to Ziella. That way, if it doesn't get there, I know that I can't try my scrying spell on Ziella.
I don't know. Is Sequis still here?
He went below decks to prepare the feast.
Okay, you're right. Didn't one of you guys pick up, like, a scrying spell scroll thing as well? Did I make that up?
I don't think I did. I just have it.
No, there's a... Yeah, I can't... I remember... Didn't Criff was the one to pick up some scrolls?
I took one that I didn't read it, that I didn't know what it was, but it was instructions.
Okay.
I have a Raise the Dead.
Did I just make something up? I swear.
I will double check, see if I've got something, but I don't think so.
Because I was thinking that's just a good thing to keep in mind if we have that while we're trying to figure out all this.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Especially with all this. I don't know how much of this surveillance is like literal, like, guards watching over people, or if any of it's some more, brain psionic-y stuff, if any of this is together. I don't know. We don't know anything about these internal guys still.
Ooh. Quick question. Out of character. So the pen, right?
Sender.
If I see a bunch of scrolls that are, spell scrolls similar to the one that I have, would I be able to copy from those?
You would, but you'd have to translate them first, because most scrolls nowadays aren't written in the ancient Talfel language. So you have to take probably a long while to like translate them over and copy them. I wouldn't copy them with Sender with the new pen, because that'll just cast them right away. Like, copy them over and put them in like a spell book or something, and then you can write them from out of that.
I would say Chris could help with that too if you reached out. There's like a 0% chance Chris wouldn't have written down what they figured out for the puzzle.
Yeah, you all kind of solved that cipher, so you are able to do some translating.
Cool. I just wanted to know if that's something we could utilize.
Okay, so a few hours till a feast. Anything particularly what to do in that time?
Go ahead, Griff.
I would like to cast Locate Creature to see if there's worms on board anywhere.
Okay. You can cast the spell and confidently say there are no worms on this ship.
The spooked ones, to be clear.
Yeah, specifically none of the ones that you fought before that infected people and controlled them.
Okay. Good.
In fact, there are no worms at all.
Were you going to research this yellow, or do you want me to, Hazate?
I mean, I can. You know what? You're going to be doing the scrying thing. I don't know anything about that. Maybe you should do it.
Okay. I will try to send a message to Ziella.
Okay.
Found an army. Coming to Kyrenia, if possible. Otherwise, going to save Tarsaria first. How are you holding up?
Okay. She will not answer.
Do I get the sense that the person is Hang on, I think there's a special wording. Hang on.
This is sending, yeah?
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm not sure there's a way we could specifically know whether or not the message got.
No, I think remember what happened with the guy at the desert that you could hear like the crickets and all that stuff. You could probably hear the surrounding, but not the person talking if the message got to him.
I don't think that was necessarily the case there. Because I want to say there's some other people that you've reached out to, Hajite, that there was no response.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
There are options. She could be dead. She could simply just choose not to answer you. There's nothing that requires her to send a message
Mhm.
back. I would say something like an anti-magic field or like some form of magic that restricts her from doing so could be in play. It could be an artifact or something even. So there are possibilities. So something's going on. The only chance that it could be that she's totally fine and everything's totally normal is if she just decided not to respond to you.
Well, that and that spell has like. I'm not looking directly at it. I know it has a certain percentage chance that the message just never makes it.
You have
I
to
think
be on
that's
another plane of existence
yeah.
for it to
Oh,
fail.
okay.
Well, unfortunately, guys, nothing happened with Ziela. I got no response.
Mm.
Well,
But was it like no answer? Like
It
she's
wasn't
dead,
it
she's
wasn't the
alive?
no idea. It wasn't the cricket sound like what Hazote got the one time. So that could be any number of things.
Okay.
it could mean she's dead. It's not like we get a return message that way.
That's unfortunately true too.
Maybe she's one of the ones being made an example of.
My only concern is if somebody can interrupt the spell, like read what I just sent them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so, but I'm not sure.
I don't know, but we just bought a knife that cuts through brain thoughts. So, I don't know. The world's a weird place.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I will send another message to Father Gregor.
Sure.
Father, are these creatures able to read thoughts that you know of? Or is it like a normal army just watching?
Father Gregor will respond. Internum is people like you and me. They have weapons I've never seen before. And some sort of vessel that may be blocking you.
Well, apparently the army we are going up against has high-tech weaponry that Father Gregor says he's never seen before. So that's not ideal. And that they have some kind of vessel that could be blocking the communications to people inside of the city.
Mm.
Not the whole city, though, presumably.
No, probably just the prisons and some other certain areas.
It's not blocking Father Gregor.
Did
Yeah.
did he say anything about what the weapons do? If they were ranged weapon or close combat weapons or nothing like that? Any information on what type of weapon it was?
No, I'll send him another message here in a little bit.
We've
I mean, the more information we get, the more information, the more we know what we're trying to deal with if we get into a battle or hassle with them.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. We should find out as much information as possible.
outside of that information, we have already been told that they're the most powerful spellcasters they've ever seen.
Which leads me to a question. Were they the most powerful spellcasters? Or did these weapons just make it seem like it was spellcasting?
Exactly.
Like, my guess is that most of the things we saw in Taufel was magic-esque, but was more, I don't know, science.
Well, according to Arvistan, the internum is Taufel.
I still think so.
Are you sure, my guy?
Not sure, but I mean, coming out with weapons nobody's ever seen, we coming from a place of a lot of things, teleportations and stuff like that we've never seen. I mean, it does kind of make sense.
The internum are just aliens.
Well, no. Apparently, there are people like.
Aliens don't make them not people.
I mean, fair, but the way Father Gregor described them is that they look kind of like us, so.
Who's to say aliens don't look like us?
I mean, it's possible. You're right.
Do you think he's implying that they look human?
Yes. He used the word human, so I assume that is that he looks like humans, not even like bipedal or folk, just people.
Folk. That's weird.
It is weird.
What is weird?
Considering all the internum may potentially be all the same species, which is already kind of odd, but all human-esque.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, what else or who else could it be that we could know?
For all we know, it could be ancient alien robots from the center of the Earth.
Oh, that's pretty specific.
After what we've seen, that would not be so improbable.
Transformers.
It's still possible, though, that it's just a secluded society. I don't know. It'd be cool if it was aliens, but I mean, just because they're more advanced than everything we know doesn't mean that they're not just people, like Father Gregor said.
Yeah, but for all we know, that Taufel was completely full of aliens.
Yeah.
At this point, it just seems like nothing makes sense. It could be anything. We could be aliens.
How come when I did this conversation like 3 days ago, it was all, let's leave the library?
Because there was monsters chasing us, and all the books you touched were turning to dust.
Yeah.
I don't think that's it.
I'm pretty sure I was having an existential crisis. The aliens is not okay. very anti-space.
I don't know, I think that's a way more fun crisis than thinking about, like, dying recently. I'd rather
Come
think
on.
peace.
Who's afraid of dying?
It's not
And
necessarily
you
that.
turn around and you see me like,
Is it not weird to you that you also, like, died and are just, like, fine now?
the way what?
Eh,
It's just chill.
it's definitely weird, but I don't have any moral reasons why it wouldn't be okay.
I'm not even talking about that. It just doesn't sit weird in your head.
But I came back to life.
Yeah?
I've known so many things to come back to life. I don't know. I'd like to think. I think I want to believe it's that easy, being a very exaggerated word. But I'd like to believe it's that easy to bring someone back, simply for the sake of the judge being made out of. I guess it's that little bit of hope that I just want to carry in my heart. Woo!
I don't think that having hope is a bad thing.
No.
There's always a but.
I think that was the whole statement, Arviston.
Not
Yeah.
this time.
Okay.
I don't think there was a but.
I think you guys think I was thinking more about this than I was. I legit just mean it's weird to think about that I was, like, dead. And that we've moved on. It's fine. We're going forward.
If we didn't watch someone else die like a million times,
You will be traumatized. You just don't have time to deal with it yet.
woohoo!
Don't worry.
That's one of those pack it in the backpack for later.
God, yeah. Oh boy.
You know, I don't remember the afterlife, but what I do remember is a horrific hellscape that Robbie sent me to.
Yeah,
that one.
that was not what that is supposed to happen, but I think because you were being grabbed, I think that might have fucked things up a little bit.
Yeah. I know that I'm traumatized by that. I'm sure it's fine.
Well,
Was in space.
go ahead, Kriv.
Do you
I
think
missed
that was
it.
in space? Is that scarier than the other planets thing?
It could have been another planet. I don't know. To me, it sort of was. I mean, it was another lane, but
But is it scarier to think that that's in space or that that's here?
irrelevant to that, I think the fact that it's
Smooth.
too easy to get to, a bit too easy to get to, regardless.
Well, it should serve as a good reminder to use your pen wisely.
And maybe
Yes.
we're not alone.
Please do not summon that giant thing again.
Oh, I thought it was cute.
Well, next time
You
if you
would.
summon that giant thing and we have to fight it, if you can't control it, trust me, I'm running.
Harveston, it was sarcasm. It could have been a cute fluffy bunny, and I don't want to bring it back.
I mean, knowing you'd rather bring back a giant ass monster than a fluffy bunny.
What do you think I am?
I don't know. Have you seen the skulls you carry and your girlfriend?
That checks out.
Exactly.
I've also eaten raw bunny on this trip.
Yeah.
And the big monster looked like you.
That's why it was cute.
Should we invite her to the wedding, do you think?
I don't know how to send an
because there's
invite to
no
the
wedding.
netherworld.
Yeah, it's in your weddings. Oh, you're so funny.
I
Do you think I could send a message to that thing? Maybe not. Never mind.
I don't recommend it, but I mean, it would be with you in spirit because, like I said, that felt very much like your girlfriend's super realm. So it's there with you in spirit at the very least.
Super realm.
Yep.
Maybe that's like your patron-in-law. Does that work?
No.
My parents! Potentially Arviston's parents.
No.
Yeah, Arvison, you're engaged to it now.
It. You're engaged to it, not Alira.
I
Yes.
You marry someone, you marry their family.
Exactly.
Sadly.
You've married their benevolent otherworldly patrons.
Hey, his mom loves me.
Be right
She'll
back.
love the otherworldly patron too.
Oh my god. No. No. Oh no.
Well, I can't think of any more ideas. I think maybe we could sit in silence and be sad until dinner.
I want to try to pet Husk. I've been being patient, and I'm not patient anymore. I want to pet
You
the bird.
could have pet Husk so many times. Husk would love that, I'm sure.
He's still
Yeah.
eating.
It's just that I've learned from the past years of attempting to pet Shell or talk to any animal.
You could try and talk to Husk. That might be amazing.
I would like to start with
toddler.
trying to pet the bird.
It's an animal handling check.
How good am I at that? 16!
Okay. You're petting his head, his back, his neck, anywhere specific?
Just like head pets.
Okay. When you touch him, he lets out a low guttural but still kind of high pitched growl. Like
Oh.
Did we stop eating?
No.
Okay.
No preservation there.
Oh.
Just...
He didn't break stride.
Yeah. I will try one more little head pat and then leave him be.
Okay, yeah. He just does the grumpy cat action. That's like keep it up, see what happens type deal.
I was the one more.
He wants the chicken. Don't take his chicken. Is he still at fluffy baby age, or is he at awkward teenager with like 3 adult feathers?
He's still really fluffy. Like he's gotten more fluffy as time's gone on because he started out kind of like naked.
How big is?
How big is Husk?
Yeah.
Probably about the size of a chicken.
Oh, is it a chicken with really long legs?
Yeah, I mean his proportions aren't the same as that, but like that overall general mass is pretty close to where he's at. His head is bigger than a chicken's egg, or a chicken's head, and his legs are longer than a chicken's legs, so his body is smaller.
You know what that means. He's potentially top heavy.
Yeah, I suppose he looked more like a goose would.
A rainbow chicken.
So do we want to see what Sequis is cooking up for everybody?
Might as well.
I would like to try and sneak in and stick my finger in something to taste it.
Okay. Well, I mean, is everybody going to go there, or are we going to wait for Hajite to try to sneak first?
I mean, in this how they said, "Hey, wait here. I'll be right back." I would probably just go.
You could make your way to the dining hall. It's not like anything impressive, just a little room with a long table with enough seats for everyone to sit at. Uh, Sequis has prepared a roast pig, the classic. It's got the apple in its mouth on a bed of lettuce. He has dark rolls to go with it, a tray of a few different kinds of grapes, and wine.
I think about Yormir's pigs and get sad for a minute. Sequis, where'd you get a pig?
I've had this stored in salt for an occasion such as this.
It's like just like a full pig.
Absolutely, I'm not sure what cut of the pig that you would prefer, so I thought it best to provide them all. Is it not to your liking, Hajite?
Oh no, this is great. Any meat is better than some of the garbage we've had eaten on this trip.
It's not magically prepared either. This is all fire and spice. A true pig that lived a long, healthy life. Slaughtered in its prime to be served to you now.
That sounds amazing. It's too bad our cook isn't here. Let's be dead.
It is unfortunate. I'm sure he's just bringing some piece of the meal to his dog. But
You
please
know well
eat.
already.
I can assure you it's all been prepared expertly. You should enjoy yourselves. You've earned it.
Yeah, I'll go and eat.
Okay. I didn't know it was finished. I thought I was just stealing some almost done items.
Oh, he's ready to go. um, but you don't get too many bites in before Sequis will say, "Oh, yes, before we get too involved, I almost forgot to mention to Kriv. While you were on the continent, I received a missive for you."
From whom?
I didn't catch his name, but it was some sort of dragonborn, draped in a cloak, red scales.
What did he say?
I have it stored in the other room if you'd like to go and take a look.
You forgot about this till dinner?
Yes, regrettably I did. It happened some time ago.
How long ago?
Well, it was not long after I left you. I'd been waiting on the ship for your return.
Alright. I will grab one of the rolls and bring it with me and go wherever he said it was.
I'll have a couple of my crewmates take you, or show you where it's kept.
Okay.
Avestan, I trust that your companion has eaten well.
Yes, thank you very much.
He accused you of stealing food for your dog.
A little bit.
Kriv, two Sequis's crewmen, a couple of hooded figures, will lead you through the kind of winding passages below deck. They will take you to a small room. It looks kind of like an office or like a tiny study. There's just a little desk against the far wall with a little chair in front of it. And there is an envelope sat on the desk that has your name written on it.
Do we see if like these hooded figures are like actual human beings, or we can just not
They
see
they
them?
don't reveal themselves to you ever. They're just the people that man the ship for Sequis.
Okay. We'll cautiously go pick it up.
Okay. It's unsealed, but there's a letter tucked inside.
Unsealed, like just not sealed, or like opened
It's
already?
well, it's like it's in the envelope, but there's not like a seal on it to close it.
Crib's on ultra paranoid level at all times on Zach's ship, so okay. Glance, are the hooded people staying
Yeah, they're
with me?
standing in the doorway.
And we'll open it and read it.
Okay. I send it to you in Discord.
Hey,
Do you want to read it out loud, or do you want to just read it to yourself?
let me read it to me first so I know.
Okay. Let me know.
Okay.
Interesting.
Crib's gonna read it immediately regardless, and then the decision would just be if I say anything later would be
Sure.
my thinking.
The rest of you have a meal with Sequis. The pig is succulent. It's excellently prepared. It's been preserved in salt for a long time. The wine is like a special vintage. It's not Karenian wine. Sequis says he doesn't remember exactly where he got it.
Grab a little bit, put it on the pouch so I can give some to woman as well.
Sure. We'll let Kriv read the letter. It's an important one, so you might as well
Alright.
take the time and do it.
It's a
Yeah.
bad reading day for me too, reading a bunch of pastoral letters where I understand nothing all the time. Gotta center myself.
Sequis is all smiles. He seems very proud of you. The whole group.
Why, you're very smiley today, whatever it is right now.
Harvest's drunk.
It's a
He
special
said much-
Yes, a little bit.
I'm happy, Arvistan. It's a special day.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That's it.
Eh. Yeah.
Oh.
Someone had himself a nice little bit of the bubbly.
Mm,
Kriv, have you finished reading the letter?
little bit.
Yeah.
Make a strength saving throw.
Oh boy.
My heart says I've used the Dragonstorm dice, and I'm like, you know what the Dragonstorm dice does? Hate me. We said strength saving throw?
Yeah.
5.
Wow.
Okay. From behind you, you are bound and gagged. Your mouth is covered, and your arms are strapped to your sides with heavy metal chains.
Oh, what the fuck?
Sequis's aides drop a panel in the floor that creates a chute that drops out of the ship and into the ocean. They drop you into it. You slide out and into the water and start to sink. Ravi, make a Constitution saving throw.
I fucking knew it. All
16.
All this shit was fucking poison.
Ravi, you're paralyzed. Arvistan, you are fine. Hajite,
Huh?
you're immune to poison. You have nothing to be concerned about. Sequis will look at Ravi and say, Ravi, you seem to not be feeling well. Perhaps I should take you to your room.
Can I have an insight check? I'm suspicious always.
Go ahead.
I turn around. Ravi, are you okay? What's wrong with you, buddy? Why
I
are
assume
you
I can't.
moving?
I can't speak. Correct.
Can't speak.
Okay.
Can't move.
Ravi, what's happening to you? Why are you speaking?
14?
What'd you get?
14.
14? Sequis isn't hiding anything anymore.
Oh, I'm gonna stand up and put my hand on Ravi's shoulder and say no.
How's your day? Ravi's not
Sequis stands up. He puts
speaking.
his hand on Ravi's other shoulder, and he says, "It's no longer any concern of yours. Arvistan,
What's happening here? Huh? What? Yeah?
I have another order for you.
Huh?
Kill Hajite for me."
And I melee attack her.
Sequis
Double
is
daggers.
going to lift Ravi and drag him out of the room.
Does he get negatives because he is drunk?
He's not actually drunk.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Fake drunk.
He just wanted an excuse to attack Hashite.
There's literally nothing making him do
Oh,
anything. He's just like, "Meh."
You said you made an attack?
Yeah, that's a 7.
7 doesn't hit Hajite.
Nope.
What?
I thought there were 2.
Yeah, don't you do a...
Oh,
two
yeah,
attacks?
that's right.
He's eating
We're
noodles.
sitting there, Bueller.
Really?
Okay, I don't.
That'll be...
Time out before you say something.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn into smoke.
You're going to have to do it after this attack, since this is his, like, surprise round.
Oh, damn.
Oh, +4, yeah, I hit with a 16.
Oh, yeah, you did. So
Uh,
you did.
It's gonna be 5 damage.
Okay.
Now, Ravi, you can see what's going on and hear Sequis and hear Arvistan and Hajite fighting in the room that you just left. He holds you underneath your arms, like on your armpits, and he's sort of like dragging you with your heels dragging on the floor. down the hallway. As you go past, you're kind of looking backwards, so you're like moving in the opposite direction. Every once in a while, a door opens and one of Sequis's crewmen comes out until he has four of them following where he's taking you. He takes you through a couple rooms and through a couple hallways into a room that he hasn't shown you before, that has a flat table large enough for you to rest on, up on a sort of elevated platform. And nearby that is an old, rusted and tarnished suit of armor with a tattered cape draped behind it. And he and some of his crew members lift you up and sort of place you on the table. Almost like you're in a surgical operating theater. And he says, I'm overjoyed at everything you've accomplished, Ravi. I should have expected no less from a Demanti. And to see that weapon that you've brought back with you, I knew I made the right choice in supporting your endeavors. Now you are strong enough to serve as an adequate vessel.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
I told you once that I journeyed to Taufel in search of our god Freyr, that I might learn the answers of how he was able to achieve eternal life. But I did not journey alone. The corpses you saw outside of Freyor's chamber were some of my traveling companions, but their names were never relevant. Their stories and families are long since forgotten. There was one man who meant a great deal to me, who stood by my side through every trial I faced, in every town I visited. And that man was an ancestor of yours. Ancient Demanti. He was spectacular. And he held in his hand my whole heart. But the quest to find Freyr exacts a heavy toll. And just as he himself lost everyone, once my team had been expended, one of my crew turned on us and slaughtered my love.
Oh, shit.
This is his armor, and to it still clings his spirit, unable to exit, pass on beyond this mortal realm. I have sought for centuries for a way to return him. I have experimented. I have twisted bodies in unholy ways in order to perfect my craft. Ravi, it has taken thousands of people to learn what I have learned. And I have discovered that to bind a soul to a body, you must find a form appropriate to the one you are connecting. You bear an uncanny resemblance to Warden. Not just in your face, in your physique, but in your spirit, in your drive, in your manner. But you are not him. I must see him return, Ravi. I hope this is something that you can understand. You don't need to worry. Warden is a powerful wielder of divine magics. With him by my side, there will be no difficulty in conquering not only the internum, but the judge that you speak of. We'll secure Taufel and the magics and technologies there. We'll create a new kingdom. Your sacrifice will be worth it. Kriv.
Yes.
You are sinking in the ocean. Your hands and mouth are bound, so somatic spells are ones that you need to use hand gestures to do, off the table. Verbal spells, off the table.
If I am correct, I can still wild shape, though, I think.
You should be able to do that, yes.
I would like to try to turn into a giant octopus.
Okay. That's something that is doable. And because an octopus is like this weird thing with no bones that can do whatever it wants, even a larger shape than what you are will be able to like wriggle out, shake the chains off of you. You'll see them continue to sink down below. Unfortunately, as a giant octopus, you are still not fast enough at swimming to be able to catch up to Sequis' ship.
Oh no.
And we have been sailing for like a day already, right? So we're
pretty far out from Taufel, too.
I don't know why I forgot that the ship was still moving. I mean, is it like super duper faster? Like, can I try to trail and like keep it within sight at least?
If that's how you want to do it, I could tell you that after a couple dozen seconds of doing that, that it's clear that you could continue to do this for a while, but eventually it will get far enough beyond you that you won't be able to see the trail anymore. Remember the start of Finding Nemo when he tries to chase the boat?
Yeah.
There's a point where it's just going to get away from you. So it's up to you. Like, you could do that for a little bit, but it'll become apparent that,
Yeah.
you could do it for longer and still have it in sight, but that eventually it's going to get away from you on that. And it's just a matter of, are you willing to spend the time doing that?
I mean, I know you have to do it for a little bit. I don't know how to gauge. I know we talked about the speed of ships before, and I can never understand it too well. Is it like anywhere near like a possible speed, or is it like I've never seen something that can like a creature that can go as fast as that?
You're thinking about potentially transforming into another creature that would be fast enough to keep up with that.
Like, I don't know if it's like fast enough that I just can't catch it, or if it's like super fast. I don't know.
I would say it's very unlikely for you to be able to catch it. The closest parallel I could think is like I've seen videos of like people on boats and they could see the dolphins leaping near them. I don't
Birds
ever
kind of
really.
well.
Yeah, the birds can kind of fly at pace with them. Uh, I've never seen the dolphins just like totally overtake them and like take off in front of them.
It happens. Yeah,
Possible, but
I can assure you about that.
Texas.
No, it when we used to go out fishing, we used to see dolphins all the time and going to the spots with the boat going fast. Dolphins would be always jumping up front the boat. Hello?
yeah, we can.
Oh, okay. Everybody just stayed quiet and they're like,
Scout is thinking,
use
don't
some-
worry, we'll soon come back to Arvestan and Hajite and whatever's going on with them. But I just want to see, we want to get a solid grip on what Crib's plan is.
I mean, I think it's just going to have to be trying to trail it for a little bit. I mean, it's a lot very fast.
Okay.
I don't know.
Crib will start to chase behind the ship. We're going to do that as a giant octopus.
Yeah.
Okay. Arvestan and Hajite, roll initiative. Luna is not involved in this.
I got 21.
Okay.
Or, I'm sorry, 6.
Okay. Arvestan. It's a small room. I think I have a map. Let's see. Yeah. So,
Oh my god.
Crib's been tossed. There's Hajite and Arvestan in the dining room. Arvestan, you act first. What do you want to
do? So he told me to kill Hashita, right?
Kill Hajite.
Fuck. um, as my action, I'm just going to run towards the open door on the right side.
Which one?
On the right side of where I am.
There's a door at this end of the room, and there's a door down here.
What's on the right side?
This is all like a wall. There's a door over here, but this is on the other side of the wall.
Okay. I'll go to the top.
Okay, right there.
A little bit more, and I will drive spike growth. That way, she can't get close to me as fast.
Okay, let's just put. I'm gonna do a quick approximation of some spike growth, which is all over this area, I'm guessing. How big is the range of that?
20 yards.
20 yards or feet?
20
It's
feet.
gotta be feet.
So, yeah, sorry, 20 feet.
And it would cover all of this too.
That would go right under me, wouldn't it?
And yeah, it would come to here.
Not to sign myself up for injury.
Let's put it.
Uh-oh.
Man down.
Literally down.
Gone, yeah. Off the ship.
Right in the ocean.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Arvistan? That's not really killing, is it?
I'm setting myself to be able to do damage. Deal do damage in my head. I do more damage with my bow and
Okay.
trying to keep her away.
Azute's turn is next.
I want to be smoke.
You can do that. You've got the skull.
Yes, I would like to smoke.
Okay, no problem. I'm going to leave you like this, and we'll just know that you're smoke.
Cool. I'm going to follow Ravi as best I can.
Follow Ravi. Let's go in the same way Arvistan is going. How fast can you move as smoke?
Well, he's not going to be able to punch me, I don't think.
It is hard to punch smoke. I have tried.
You can mess it up.
You can. You punch that smoke. I don't think
I think it's like 10 feet.
any slower.
Gaseous form, right? That's the spell?
Flying a speed of 10 feet. Yeah, I can't go very quickly.
Okay.
But I can go through small holes.
That's true.
And that's what matters.
You don't know exactly which way Ravi went, though.
That's true.
Does my spike growth activate with that or no?
No, she is technically flying.
Okay. Is that, a question. Is that that's an action, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just checking if there's anything you can't do while you are smoke. Can't talk or manipulate objects. I'm going to say that means you can't cast spells. Which it also says at the end. There. I got ahead of myself. Should have just kept reading. Can't attack or cast spells. Okay.
Right.
Arvistan. What now? She turned into smoke.
You turn to... I mean, I've hidden gaseous things before, like ghosts and stuff like that, and damaged it.
Nothing says you can't do it now.
So I'm going to do a regular arrow attack to see if I achieve something with it.
Sure.
That's going to be 21 to hit.
21 will
Roll
hit.
again.
Am I the only one that's frozen?
Nope, everybody's frozen.
We're all frozen.
Are we?
Which normally means it's on Dave's side.
Yeah,
Dave, are you alive?
It's all moving for me.
Oh, he's dead.
Uh-oh.
Super dead.
Am I gone? Did I explode?
No, Dave, you're a robot.
I'm robot? I don't mean to be robot. Give me a moment. I'm going to disconnect, reconnect. I'll be back in a jiffy, I hope. Discord has failed me and decided to destroy itself. Right in the middle of the probably one of the most dramatic moments of this campaign. The technology that we rely on in order to communicate with each other has been destroyed. I'm doing what I can to try to alleviate this problem. Discord itself seems to have just gone completely blank and gray. I'm going to try to relaunch it. It seems that it is the same thing. So we're going to have to try to exit out of Discord entirely and restart it. Hopefully that will succeed. Discord does not launch quickly. So I'll just try to do some quick understanding of what's happening right now. I don't want to give away too much. I do want to leave it to Jason to explain what's going on with Arvistan and why he's willing to do what Sequis tells him to do. I'll say this message for the recording in case anyone ever watches this again, or if anybody happens to be watching this right now. Kriv does have magic armor that can transport them to somewhere. It probably won't be Sequis' ship, but it could be a Hail Mary thing that could get you to the end of something. We'll see if they remember that in just a moment. If this succeeds in reconnecting at this point, which doesn't seem entirely likely. Trying to rejoin the Discord chat. It is not working. Here we go.
Teacher's back.
Everyone, shut up! Shh.
This should succeed.
Hello.
I think your Discord shit the bed for a second. So everybody was telling me that I was frozen, and I was hearing everyone fine, and I was seeing everything moving fine.
Oh.
So it seemed totally okay from this end. So that I tried to just drop out of the call and rejoin it. When I dropped out of the call, Discord decided we're just a gray box now. So I spoke into the ether because I was still streaming that whole thing. I was still there about what might be happening, and gave my own personal tips that I would have given to the players if I wasn't in opposition to them.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
And I was glad that nobody was there to hear it, so you all can make your own decisions and make your own choices.
Let me text my mom.
So I believe I lost you guys where it was Arvistan's turn to make a move against Hajite, who had just assumed a gaseous form and was starting to slowly drift towards him.
And he fired an arrow.
And I fired an arrow.
You fired an arrow. You rolled what on that?
At 21, was it? Was
21.
12
21?
plus 9, yeah, 21.
I would be surprised if you didn't hit with one of those arrow shots. You can roll your damage. Now, the unfortunate thing for Hajite in this instance is that while the gaseous form does have resistance to non-magical attacks or attacks from non-magical weapons, Arvistan did get his bow enchanted.
Oh, that's true.
While we were in Taufel, so his bow does fire magical attacks. He's choosing the wound option.
I mean, that's my order, so I can't do anything. Ay.
This was not a sharpshooter, right?
No, this was just a regular shot.
Okay.
Oh, God. At 12 points.
12 points of damage. And wounded, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Ajite still doing fine, but Arvistan, you get 2 attacks.
Yep. Oh, thank God. I hope so. 9 plus 4, that's 13 to hit.
Hajite has a 13 armor class.
Oh! Fuck!
I thought that's a defender save. Is that not a defender save?
No, attack goes to the attacker in D&D.
Gotcha.
All right. Okay, this is better. This is better. Okay. 5 damage.
Okay.
Okay. On the start of Hazute's turn, she's going to take that wound damage. So could you roll that for us, please?
1.
Another one. Okay, Hajite. You are a cloud.
Okay, so assuming that because we're on a boat, there are cracks everywhere. That was my idea, at least.
Cracks everywhere? Let me check this.
Like floorboard, ceiling, wall.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
not a bad idea.
So, with that in mind, what do you want to do?
We're underneath, like just under deck, right?
Yes, you are below decks. This is the lowest level. And there's another level where the center deck is exposed, and then there are 2 like cabin compartments on either side. One side is where you guys rested when you first got on Sequis ship. On the other side is the stables, and then there's like another deck plane above them.
Okay. Not knowing where everyone else is there a way for me to get through the left side?
Yeah, I mean it's a wooden ship.
Sick.
So you could theoretically just move to here.
Mm.
Is that all you want to do?
Yeah, I don't think I can do any actual.
No attacks or spells.
I'm not doing that. Can I use my action to move twice?
I don't think you shouldn't be able to. There's nothing here that says that doesn't happen. So yeah, we can dash.
Okay, I want to move through the wall.
To where?
Yep, and then diagonally, if I can, up.
To here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. These are bad guys in here.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Well, I can't change my mind.
Yep. Those are the guys that toss Kriv.
Oh, good.
Okay. Let's do another round with these guys, and then we'll check in with Kriv again. Arvistan.
Do I notice where she ran towards to?
Yeah, you could see the cloud move through the cracks in the wall.
Am I gonna have to use my action to move and get closer to her?
You can move 30 feet, so do you want to just start running down the hall, see how far you get?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's as far as you can go. Using your regular movement.
Can I bonus action disengage?
There's no need to disengage. You're looking for dash right now.
Dash.
Can you do that as a bonus action?
No, it's a disengage that doesn't provoke attack of opportunity.
Okay, so we could do dash as a regular action.
I was gonna say
as a regular action.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
Then you go 1, 2, 3. Now the question is, do you want to enter this room or do you want to continue on the hall?
I'm gonna.
Just remember, at that point, you'd have no idea where I am.
Yeah, there's no reason to think that Hajite would be in either direction more than the other.
Even up and down.
Honestly, seeing this and all that, I'm gonna go into that room.
Okay. 4. No sign of Hajite.
Okay, get out and keep on moving down the hall.
Okay, that's as far as we'll get. You've used your action. Do you want to use a bonus action for anything?
He froze again. He froze again.
Did it really happen?
Freeze again.
Uh-oh.
spaghetti-o.
There is no indication on this end.
There's no reason for me to know there were bad guys in there either.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it was kind of obvious that those were bad guys.
Okay, listen to what I said.
I'm hoping
there's reason for Haas to know that there are bad guys in there.
No, Haas knows everything.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think it's stopping and restarting the stream.
There you go.
When it's doing that.
Yeah, it is, because the stream collapses and then goes back.
Okay, I think it's all still lumping into.
And there he goes again.
Oh, he's dead.
That can't be right.
Uh-oh.
That can't be right.
If the DM is dead.
We can do whatever we want!
Okay, so this is not Discord. This is the streaming program messing up.
Streamlab?
Yeah.
Okay.
I say we blow up the boat.
Am I back again?
Yeah, you're back.
You are.
It's possible that will not last. Which is cool. It's just a big climactic moment for the technology to crap out. Whatever. Yeah, how'd you take it's another turn?
I want to sink.
Down?
Yeah, I would justifiably know if there's a floor underneath, though. I don't want to sink into water.
I mean, there's not much underneath.
Is there at least area?
Yeah, just sort of an empty area, though. I don't have a map for the area underneath. There's not any more construction underneath this level. There's not a staircase. There's not an access to it.
Gotcha. Okay, knowing Arviston, I'm gonna go back into that hallway.
For real? Like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that
I have no idea where anybody is. What is dropping gaseous form an action?
I don't think so.
No?
It's a concentration spell, so you just stop concentrating on it. It goes away.
Oh, that's my greatest skill. Okay, so theoretically, if I were to drop form, would I be able to continue to move?
No.
Okay, that's good to know. If I were to drop form, could I still do an action?
Yes.
Okay. So, I would like to drop form, and I would like to message Kriv.
With the sending spell?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Wonder where this is going. You can do so.
Okay. Let's say... I'm sure you know Sequis is evil. Poisoned Robbie.
Done.
Done. Poisoned Robbie. Arviston is trying to kill me. Where are you, bud? Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
Where are you, bud? Perfect.
Where are you, bud?
Griv, you can respond with 25 words.
I know. I'm realizing I've literally never done this.
You did it once as a seal.
That's true. That's how we know it does work in Wild Shit.
Yep.
See? We tested things. Okay. Let's see. Tricked, dumped off ship. I'm trying to catch back up. Try to get to the deck. Don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Probably ended there.
All right, fair. That checks out. I have one more question. Would me as a passenger on the boat previously know where the steering of the boat is located?
It's up on the deck. The steering wheel is
Okay.
just behind the main mast.
You got it, dude. I got a plan.
Okay. Well, since we're speaking to Kriv, let's see what Kriv's gonna do. Any change in plans, or do we keep swimming?
We're gonna have a very, I'm sure, awkward transition of trying to get to the surface and, like, turning into a big bird.
No.
I don't know what that looks like at the surface level, but that is my goal. It's gonna turn into, stat-wise, I guess, at least for a giant eagle. I want to be big. They go fast. They go 80 feet flying.
That's pretty quick. Yeah.
As far as I can tell, that's the fastest I know I can go. So we're trying that, and I'm going to try to catch back up to the ship. I don't know
Just want
how
to
much.
double check here. And how?
I mean, that is 640 feet, or 640 feet a minute, so that's not bad.
That isn't bad.
I don't know how much ground I have
Not
to
at
make
all.
up.
Yeah, and you can dash to go 160 feet every 6 seconds.
Or 1,280 feet a minute.
Oh god.
I want to break the sound barrier.
My brain.
Get out of here.
Okay. Kriv, the way it works is that you'll have to turn back into normal Kriv, and then from normal Kriv turn into Big Bird. Turn into a giant eagle. We'll say that you've probably seen a giant eagle, even though there hasn't been one involved in this adventure specifically. You're from the mountains. They're like an easy to spot bird.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be vulture. I was a vulture before. I'm just using that stat block thing, because that's what I have to reference.
We want to go fast. An eagle's going to be able to move faster than a vulture.
Yeah.
We're going to try to catch up with this ship. It might take a minute.
Yeah.
But it's much more likely to occur with the very fast eagle than with the kind of quickly swimming giant octopus.
Yeah.
Ravi, you got anything?
Can I use my eyes to look around? Is there a ritual being prepared? Do I think something's about to happen right now, or?
It seems as though that's what is currently about to happen. You can kind of look around a little bit. Make a quick perception check.
$16.
Okay. You can see the 4 crewmen are guarding the door to this room. They are anticipating that your friends are going to come in here, and so they are there to stop them from coming in. This is information that you have that they don't.
Okay.
You also know that that door is the only door into this room. Based on the curvature of the walls, you think that you are at least one end of the ship. You're not exactly certain which end. Sequis is preparing a ritual. It looks like it's not something that happens exceptionally quickly, That's why he seems to have guards on the door. He'll need some time to prepare it. You don't know how much of it requires his direct involvement. But you can see him preparing that. He can see that you can see him. He's aware that you're able to look around and see this stuff. I'll also have you make an insight check real quick.
18.
Your sensor is fuming with rage.
Is there a struggle check?
At present,
You're only mostly dead.
yeah, I mean this. He planned this out pretty thoroughly to try to dispatch everyone. Sequis didn't give you a tincture that would wear off easily or quickly.
Yeah.
So your physical movement is kind of restrained. Your brain is still active. If there's anything you can do that doesn't require you to move or speak, or if there's anything maybe that Sequis doesn't know about.
I'm going to try to reach out my mind to the sensor being.
Okay. I'll just make it a straight wisdom check.
Probably not good enough. That's an 8.
What are you trying to connect to this being?
I want to give it free reign. I want to see if it can break whatever the poison is on my body.
Are you acquiescing to the spirit in the sensor?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to Arvistan and Hajite for a second. Arvistan's turn next.
I keep moving down.
Let's head forward.
Yeah.
Are you moving? Not quite yet. Just a second. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. No sign of Hajite. Keep going. It's a long and winding hallway.
Yeah,
sorry, man.
I keep going.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what you want.
All right, you'll see this doorway. There are 3 bookshelves in the room beyond, and the hallway continues winding in front of you. But you've used all of your movement and your action. Do you have a bonus action you'd like to use?
No, don't have anything for bonus action right now.
Okay. How's it today? All the way over here. What do you want to do?
Do I know what direction is the deck? Or at least phase 2.
Definitely up. You don't know where any of the rooms go, but you've been through this hallway before, because you know this leads to the dining hall and it leads to the bedchambers where you've been sleeping. So you know for sure if you follow the hallway that it'll eventually lead to a staircase that leads you back up to get you back out on the deck.
To the right side of this image?
This is where the hallway will terminate. That's the end of it. So you've got to go all the way back around. Basically the way that Arvistan's going right now.
This, what is to the right of the dining hall? Are those stairs?
Yeah, a little staircase that leads up to a higher raised platform, and then there's a small hallway that branches off into little sleeping quarters.
And I would know that there's no, access over there.
Correct. You've been that way, and you've been in at least one of those rooms.
Okay, cool. So let's... Well, I guess it's time to traverse the rooms then. Let's swoop around, block off that weird dining area, huh? Let's swoop up and back into the room I was just in, but you know what I mean.
This is how far you can move on one movement. You
Okay.
have to use an action to dash if you want to move any more.
I am going to.
Okay. You can get in here.
5
more squares.
I definitely want to go left. I want to try and be as quiet as possible. And I was wondering if I could kind of try and perceive the rooms.
You will have to stop and wait until your next turn. Dashing and being quiet don't mix.
Gotcha.
Dashing and looking around, also not a good idea.
Cool. Okay, so if I don't dash, can I look around?
If you don't dash, you'll have to end here.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's fine. I'll hang out.
Okay. You can see, at least from this perspective, that room. There is a small table with bits of flesh on it. And needles and thread and yarn and rope nearby. Okay, Armstead.
Okay.
Me.
You are over here. So the question is, do you want to go to where the bookshelves are, or do you want to continue down the hallway?
I'll continue down the hallway.
Okay. You can see into this room and see that Ajite is not in it. This room also has tables, but there are pieces of body parts that are sewn together. You see a leg sewn to a foot that it doesn't match.
Whoa.
An arm sewn onto a torso piece.
Damn. Okay. No, I see all that. It's just like no way Hashita is gonna be here. Another thought. She would definitely be here, so I go in.
You'll have to dash from here. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Hajite, you can hear Arvistan in the room beyond.
Just frantic.
5 more squares to move, Arvistan, from this point. You'll have to go around this table. Or leap over it.
Touch the corpse. Trick.
I will go around the table to see if like she's hiding under the tables and stuff like that.
Wow.
Okay. We'll get you to there and then just have you like really quick duck and peer under. You can see under the all the tables across the room. She's not in here.
Oh shit.
Hajite. What do you want to do?
And I can hear that guy.
He's definitely in the room nearby. You don't know exactly where.
Not being even a little quiet.
No, he's not hiding from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
He's the hunter.
Well, now that I think he's in a room, continue down the hallway. It's a good thing I didn't dash.
Do you want to go sneakily?
Yes, please.
Make a stealth check.
Ooh.
Where are you, Stealth? Ooh, 22.
22. Okay. Armstead, make a perception check.
Oh, perception. Let's see.
You have to beat a 22.
No, you're lucky.
Reversely,
I
vertically
rolled a
inspire
2.
someone.
I rolled a 2, and my perception is a +7, so that's 9 overall.
Yay!
Okay, you don't hear Hajite. Hajite, you still have an action available.
Sick. I feel like I need to look at the description of message again, right quick.
Message or sending?
Able to talk.
We
Sending, sorry.
we often say
It was
message
sending.
instead of sending when we mean sending.
It's
Message is a different spell.
it's sending.
Yeah, that I don't think anybody has. That's just the word we use.
Just need to make sure. Okay, so is he able to respond to me? Because this isn't giving me a direction either way.
I mean,
Is who?
Ravi.
Alan?
Ravi? He should be able to. Yeah, it's a telepathic communication.
Okay.
His body is paralyzed, but his mind is not.
Cool. Ravi, I told you so. Riv got chucked off the boat, and Arvistan's trying to kill me. And where the hell are you? Where did he take you? Give me directions.
We did not get all of that, but at least up to
No.
where the hell are you?
Yeah.
so because I was being dragged, and I could see behind me, would I know the direction that I was taken?
Yes, you went past. You went down the hall. You went into a doorway, past some bookshelves, past Sequis's bedroom, and into this like laboratory.
Do I know outside of the door I was first dragged out of, which I think is this one at the top here, did I make a right or a left?
You were dragged out of this door.
Yep.
And went this way.
Okay. Would I know if I went into this room to the top to the right here, or did I keep down the hallway?
You were down the hallway. You went for a couple turns down the hallway at least.
Taken left out of the room. Near the end of the ship. No door on the right.
That's so weird.
Go through long hall. Past bedroom.
There you go. Them's the tips.
Okay.
Kriv, flying as fast as you possibly can. You almost feel as though those wings are going to snap as you try to dash yourself forward to this ship. Because remember, we're not in Taufel, but it's still up north. It's still pretty cold out here.
Yeah.
You exert a lot of effort, but you are able to catch up. You fall out of the sky and collapse in a giant eagle form on the deck of the ship. From the stables, Shell cocks her head to look at you. Luna pants and wags her tail. Husk does the same head cock that Shell does, but in the opposite direction.
Baby. Do I see other people on the deck?
There's nobody else up here.
Oh, okay. Um,
Did it make a lot of noise when they slammed into the deck?
can I yell as a bird?
You heard it. Yeah, you could screech.
I will screech.
Eagles sound kind of dumb, really.
Yeah.
That'll make noise. So, Arvistan, you'll hear that. Or Arvistan's over here. Arvistan, you'll hear that. You don't have orders to kill Kriv. Ashite, you will hear that. Ravi, you will hear that. Sequis will hear that.
Big Bird.
Everyone in Sequis' crew will hear that. Shell hears that. Husk hears that. Luna hears that. But those three are right there, so it's very hard for them not to hear it. They also are very good at hearing.
Are they, like, kept in the stables, presumably?
There's nothing holding them in there. They're just staying there. They don't know what's going on.
That's fair.
They're chilling.
Do I see, like, the obvious, like, stair places, whatever, to get below deck from?
You know the way to get down there. You will not fit as a giant eagle.
I was wondering, like, how many there are from the deck. Or seeing from there, I guess. Like, is it...
Steps?
Like, how many places, whatever, to get to the deck from below deck?
Does
that make sense? Like,
so these guys are in the stables.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a set of double doors that go into where the stables are kept. You are out here now. I guess I could try to find you and put you there. This is the doorway that leads in to get below deck.
Okay, and it's just the one?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so I'm assuming I don't have like movement anymore because I fell over.
We've burned that to get here. Yeah, we're still a big eagle though.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, shoot. I'm trying to think. Goodness gracious. Okay, I have... If I hold my action, is that, like... I can't specify, like, if I see someone coming up, but if they don't, like, doing it to, like, change my action next round. Does that make sense?
If I'm going to allow you to ready an action, there has to be a specific trigger and a specific reaction to it. So 1 and 1.
Well,
I don't want to ready, like, if this happens, then I'll do this. If this happens, I'll do... No, there's one thing that could happen and one thing that you could do to respond to it.
Well, I'm just thinking if I could just ready if I see not my friends coming up onto the deck to use my breath weapon, but if I'm stuck with that next round, if that hasn't been triggered.
Oh, no. If the trigger happens, then you do the thing. If it doesn't happen, then nothing happens.
Okay. That is what I would like to do right now.
Okay, then.
I'm assuming that's close enough.
just get ready to breathe lightning on some fools if they show up and you don't recognize them.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Ravi. You will tap into the spirit that lives within your sensor and allow it to have control.
Ooh.
The spirit does not take your body. The rituals kind of started, and being able to take control of the body is not 100% your thing to give.
Fair enough.
There's another spirit that's also trying to make its way in there, so you don't necessarily have authority over that control. What he is going to do is manifest.
Mm.
We are going to get another cleric. That will arrive. If I can get him here. I just want a second, Ravi. You can see him when the spirit manifests. It's like a spectral form. It doesn't look like you. It looks like him. He's balding and a little more heavy set, an older man. This distracts Sequis a little bit because Sequis knows him. So next time when we come back, this spirit will be able to do almost everything that you can do. He'll be acting as Ravi, but he cannot recover hit points on himself. And when he drops to 0, he's gone.
Sounds good. Just for clarification's sake, any spells burned also affect my spells burned, correct?
Yeah, he is you right now. So the spell slots that are already gone are already gone. He knows all the spells that you have prepared and can cast them. They do the same amount of damage. He's got all the same ability scores that you have.
Okay, that's what I figured. Just want to double check.
Okay. Then that's where, somewhere around there, is where we'll pick up next time. It's going well, yeah?
We have different definitions of well, but yeah.
It's going awesome. I turned into smoke.
This is one of those things, I don't know how many times you guys have tried to tell like a long story. But sometimes when you put a story together, there's like an event that you know is going to happen at some point. This is one of those. I've been thinking like, when is Sequis going to make his move for a long time? We got it all planned out. I was like, they're never going to get out of this. He's going to bust them with this stuff. But already, I didn't know how Crib was going to come back. I thought we were just going to have Crib gone.
Damn.
And also, another thing that's thrown the wrench into this is that I thought Hajite and Arvistan would totally fight until one of them was down. Not that Hajite would do a secret trick and trick Arvistan into thinking she was somewhere else. It still might wind up that way. I do not know. So yeah, Sequis, as it turns out, kind of a bad guy.
Kinda.
I'm gonna go with kidnapping and body possessions. It still makes you a bad guy, even if it's for love.
He's a bad guy, but he's not on the team of the bad guys.
That's fair. That's a good way of putting it.
He's his own agent, so he's a separate antagonist to specifically your party. Arvistan also?
We knew that.
He is a bad guy, but that doesn't mean he is a bad guy.
That is literally what I've just been thinking.
We have not yet discovered why Arvistan is willing to kill Hajite for Sequis, and we won't until maybe never.
It's
not. It's gotta be something trade for resurrection something.
It's not the most surprising thing.
Whoa, really? What the fuck?
You're literally the only one who was chill with him, and you fight Hajite all the time.
Fighting Hashite is a normal thing.
He probably said something along the lines of, okay, but you owe me. And Arvisan went, okay, and didn't think it all the way through, and now this is the result of that.
I mean, if the choice is you owe me or death, I can understand why you take the deal.
Yeah, I mean...
If Arvistan survives and is able to explain this to you, you might be able to ask him.
It's fair.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he doesn't follow through on it. He might just die from that.
I might just die.
I'm sure if there's like a death contingency, do what he said, you will die instead. And it's like, hey, but I'm not gonna, so.
Think again. I already died a second time.
Come at me, bro. Does that mean if I come back to life, the contingency comes back? That would be pretty darn funny. I get killed and he's totally fine, but then I get resurrected and it's like...
I don't know.
Do I only have to die once?
We do not have all of the answers yet. Maybe we will someday.
Someday.
Yeah. This is gonna get rough. It's not looking great right now. Ravi has done something to try to help himself, but now he has a ghost trying to help him. His ghost is gravely outnumbered.
Okay, but did he expect Ravi to summon a ghost?
No.
Oh, good.
So it is unexpected, if that's a good bonus. Next week is the 29th. Are we free then?
Yeah, it should be good.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully we can get this resolved then. Maybe the last episode next week. If everybody dies, that's the end of it.
Oh, God.
Well, let's hope not.
Hey, no, remember when I said I didn't make a backup character? If Crib died, I would just play Sequis.
You know what? If I throw a big enough tantrum, I can probably destroy the ship. Worst case scenario.
It's an option. We'll keep it in the back
It's an option,
pocket.
but we don't know if this ship is enchanted on some sort.
I'd rather die than let Sequis get his way.
That checks out, actually. That's 100% in character.
All right, I'm ending the stream now for like the 4th time, I guess, today.
Bye!